What is up, squad? Welcome to LoreGainz. My name is Alvin, and today we have some decks from the weekend. Some winning deck lists, some first, second, third, fourth places. And guys, this is gonna be shocking to see how many blurples we got at the top. Who said a blurple was no more? Well, blurple is back with a vengeance. Why is it so good? Is it because purple steel is rampant? Is it because blurple is the counter to the purple steel and blurple is just a solid pick? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on blurple making a massive comeback. So we have a few big tournaments that happened over the weekend. One was DLC Singapore, which a lot of people went to. Shout out Zero the Hero, shout out Ty, shout out Earlmeister. A lot of people were there. And this had 409 participants. We also had the CCQ Stuttgart in Germany with 256 people, and a other CCQ Wakefield with 244 people in England, in the UK. We had massive tournaments, guys. We're gonna hop in and check out some of these deck lists, starting with the CCQ Stuttgart. Sorry for the pronunciation, but we have blurple, guys. This is first place, Devin B. Shout out to you for getting first place at this CCQ. All right, let's unpack this here. Second star to the right. Is that the pick? Is that the pick now, guys? Is that the way to draw your cards to find your outs? I mean, blurple has a massive amount of draws. The Genie, the Dumbo, Demona at 4. Second start to the right. So they have a few draw engines. The Demona at 4 is wild to me, but they have Madam Mim Elephant, which loves to challenge. 4 bells, so you can move that damage around after a massive swing with your Demona. And if you ever need a refuel, not worried about using up your ink, you have second start to the right. You sing it, you find your Hades, and you can swing the tempo in your favor. I think it's really interesting that they're not running they're not running Monstro. Do you think Monstro fits into this deck, guys? Do you think Monstro is necessary? A few removal options, but I love Monstro. I'm a big fan of Monstro, just that massive body. And if you're playing second start to the right, I feel like you should be playing Monstro. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts on that. And of course, we're on second or one jump ahead, because you want to find your ramp on 2. You have a ton of 4-cost characters, and you want to start playing them out, and the 5-cost as fast as you can. And that's why the one jump ahead is going to increase your odds in finding it. Ursula, 5-cost. This is wild. So I think she's good because she only boosts for 1. She's only boosting for 1, and you're running a ton of elephants. So she's another draw engine. If you're boosting her constantly, every single turn, even if you're not swinging in, you're just boosting, there's a point where you can just bounce her back with Madam Mim Elephant if you really need the draws. It feels bad because she's a 5-cost, right? But it doesn't feel bad when you're drawing or you're adding 5 cards to your hand with 1 bounce, right? So shout out to you, man. I think the Royal Guard's pretty interesting too, just to start fighting back purple steel, right? Like if you're against purple steel, you have to play a 1-drop just so you can start fighting for board so they don't get ahead of you, and so they don't get to quest out and put that early aggression on. So Purple Steel by Dennis. This was the second place at CCQ Stuttgart Comic-Con. So we are on only 8 drops, 8 1-drops. What do you think about the 8 1-drops? Is that enough? Is that enough to proc or set you up for Strength and Raging Fire? Because we all know Purple Steel wants to set up their 1, 2, and 3, their 4 to deal 4 damage with Strength and Raging Fire. Let me know what you guys think. We have some interesting 2-drops. Calhoun is booted. Calhoun is out. We have Black Heron, and we have Yago in the house. Yago is a challenger +5, so he's challenging for 5. That can take down a lot of things, guys. Now we are on the Olaf 2. Olaf's really cool, so you can bounce your stuff back. What are we bouncing back? Maybe a giant cobra, maybe a Cheshire cat after you boosted him a lot of times. So the bounce mechanic has gotten pretty strong because of the boost, right? And we're also running Elsa on turn 3. She's gonna draw you a card for free. no limitations, no constraints. And she is part of the 4 costs here. There are no Lexington, Cheshire Cat, ton of value. Elsa, draw and play, a lot of value too. And the Cobra, discard a card to gain 2 lore. So we have a lot of things that can trigger on play, right? Same with the Cheshire Cat if you have enough ink. Now, we're still on the Dumbo, because we know that we like to draw cards, and the Mayor Wind Dancer, because 5/7 on turn 4 is huge, is massive. What's an Elsa gonna do? Elsa can't even deal damage to it because she's gonna trade. So I like it. The Hades at 2, because he's another draw engine as well. Ursula at 2. I think it's interesting that everyone's playing the Ursula, or like you're seeing more Ursulas getting played. And the Demona at 4. So we have a few more draws, and we're kicking out the dock. So no more dock. Does that make sense? Less uninkables. You're not gonna see 2 docks. That's everyone's worst nightmare, seeing 2 docks in your hand, or 3. So Demona being inkable, I think, is very flexible, but does it work in your favor? I mean, he got 2nd place at a massive tournament, so it must have worked out for him. You know what else worked out for him? 4 hurled his Thunderbolt, so maxing out on the song. Mayor Wind Dancer is a great singer for this song because he's gonna stick on the board. Against another purple steel, there's no way they can take him down with the strength of Raging Fire. They have to get 7 people on board, and there's no way you can do that on curve. It's like impossible. They're also running the Great Illuminary. This location says pay 1, character gains exert, draw a card while in this location. So if you want to draw cards, Great Illuminary is there to hook you up. You don't gain the lore like you would with a Dumbo, but everything essentially turns into a Dumbo, but you don't have to pay the 1 ink. So if you have a bunch of stuff in play, you play Great Illuminary for 2, which is really cheap, and you can draw a lot. You can draw a lot. And this deck loves to curve out, so you're gonna have a lot of characters in play, and they don't quest for a lot, so I don't see a massive downside to that, playing the Great Illuminary. All right, congrats to you, Devin. Let's move on to the next one, and this is also Stuttgart Battle Bear. Ruby Amethyst. Ruby Amethyst did fantastic in Las Vegas. They got 1st and 2nd place, and now here they are representing. They got, sorry, what place was this? I think this was 3rd or 4th. 4th place at the CCQ. So Marvin, shout out to you, man. A lot of 1-drops. Tinkerbell, Palace Guard, and the Diablo running bigger Diablo. Bigger Diablo is now the red 2-cost 3/3 Diablo, guys. Now Lumiere, also another 2-cost. I think they're really valuing the 1-drops because Demona's in the deck. And you want to drop as many cards as you can from your hand, not get too clogged up with like the Hercules and the Headless Horseman. We do have a little bit of aggression in the form of Diablo, Peter Pan, and Sisu, because they can both quest for 2. Peter Pan and Sisu are also heroes, which pair up really well with the Hercules, because he says this character can't be dealt damage, great into the steel matchups. And while this character is exerted, your other hero characters can't be dealt damage unless they're being challenged. So he's gonna protect your other guys. And Yago at 3. I think Yago, even into this matchup, is very good. Maybe that's why they're running Hypnotic Strength to banish the opposing Yago, because this deck is gonna struggle into a massive body, like the Yago is, right? 4/6, evasive. He's gonna make your genies stop questing. He's gonna make your Dumbo stop exerting. So Yago, and having the outs to Yago is pretty good. You hit him back with this Hypnotic Strength, or they never come back, and you can draw a card too. Now, maxing out on the Headless Horseman and the Hades and the Demona, because Hades draws, Demona draws, plus they are removal, pseudo removal, because the Demona is gonna exert your opponent's stuff, and then you can do Hercules things, you can do Headless Horseman things, right? They never come back, I think, is an interesting tech. It does exert or freeze 2 chosen characters, and they have to be exerted, and it draws you a card. So it replaces itself. It's only 3 ink, so I think this is a really good add to the deck. Now we're gonna move into Lorcana CCQ at Wakefield. Guys, this was 244 players, and this was our 1st place. Shout out to you, David. David is on only 1 drop. Does it make sense? Probably, because you don't wanna see a lot of 1-drops in this deck. You want your heavy things, you want your heavy hitters, your big guys, and this deck has the out to the little guys, to the aggro decks, to the purple steel decks, guys. Spooky Sight at 2. Is that a lot? Is that too many? I don't know. I don't have that many reps with this deck. I feel like if the meta is heavy purple steel, yeah, definitely. But what happens when you Spooky Sight a purple steel? They have Demona. They have ways to draw cards and go wide on the board again. So I don't know how good this can be against it, but clearing boards has always been very powerful, right? So now they are on the Cinderella, only on the 2 Kitas, because they're maxing out on the Cinderella. They want to see the Cinderella so they can get through their 6 drops, like the Tinkerbell, the Goliath, and then eventually their 7 drops, like the Arthur, which is a really cool tech. Shout out to Mark, my boy Mark. He's always on the Arthurs. He's on 2 Arthurs. He's wild, but I can see the value. He's a 3/6 when he's played. Gives another challenger, another character challenger +2, resist +2, and it can challenge ready characters. You play it on curve while you have a Tinkerbell and a Pluto in play, then you're gonna get so much out of that Tinkerbell swing. I do like the Pluto because his ability says whenever you play another steel character, you may banish an item. That's not the part that matters. It's during your turn, whenever one of your steel characters banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore. Tinkerbell, challenging after you play an Arthur, gain 2 lore, plus the Tinkerbell doesn't take as much damage because of the resist, and you can ping something for 2. Nasty. That is crazy. That is such a cool combo. I love it. And they have developed your brain. So that's the other 1 cost. So they can dig. Same with the Visions of the Future. They can dig. They can find the Beyond the Horizon, the removal, their Arthur, their Spooky Sight. So this makes the deck very consistent. Hurled at 4. And the trend in all these decks is 1 jump ahead. All the blue decks are running 1 jump ahead because it is crucial to see your ramp on turn 2. Ink Runner, evasives suck. This deck doesn't want to deal with evasives, so Ink Runner just fixes that. You have a Tinkerbell and a sneaky Ink Runner to challenge the opposing Genie. Same, good spot, guys. Now, this is from CCQ, Wakefield, and they got 2nd place. Green Blue, Baja Blast, very powerful deck. Looks pretty straightforward. They're on the Prince Philip, small and big Prince Philip. Cinderella's gonna get you to your big guys. Cinderella's gonna get you to your big guys. Donald Duck's gonna help you find said combo, which includes Prince Philip, Big Prince Philip, Malicious, Mean, and Scary. The one of Bend to My Will I think is pretty cool. You do run Visions of the Future, so you can find it, and especially when you're drawing a bajillion cards with Clarabelle, you're gonna be able to find what you need in this combo, which makes it really scary. Now I think it's cool that they're running Under the Sea. There's nothing to decrease strength, but Under the Sea on its own against any low to the ground decks like Dogs, Amber Steel, or even like Purple, right? They have Elsos, they have Genies, they have little guys, so this can hit pretty hard. Moving on to the next one, also Wakefield. This was 4th place by James. So this was one of the only green yellows in top. I think this deck is still very powerful. How does it counter the opposing Spooky and Under the Sea? Well, we have Ursula and Mowgli, both at 4 copies. So they're definitely playing around or trying to counter these massive board wipes. I think that makes sense. I mean, you are drawing a bunch of cards with the Trap, so you're gonna find what you need. Chromicon, Under the Sea, your Ursula to snipe your opponent, and this is straight up aggro, guys. Now, I love that they added Della's Moon, so this is not only aggressive, right? They're just not questing and doing their thing. They're also playing defense with Under the Sea, Della's Moon. Della's Moon is a song that costs 2 and decreases a chosen opposing character's strength by 2. So you can bring him down into Under the Sea range. Plus, it replaces itself. Very easy to sing. Any 2 costs can sing it, or you can even hard cast it. And we are on the Chromicon because this Chromicon into the closing blue decks is very powerful. Now, we did see Pluto, and Pluto's ability can banish a Chromicon, so I think that's something to consider, right? But I think the Chromicon is very good into the blue decks because they're playing 1 character at a time usually. And if you throw off their tempo by bouncing stuff back to their hand while you have a board of things, then you're in a good place, guys. Next up is we're moving into DLC. DLC Singapore. This is Blurple by Jacob Frank. First place, guys. Here we go. We have 7 1-drops. They're valuing the Basil a little bit more in this deck. Basil's boost is pseudo removal, right? It's going to help your Elsas challenge into Genies and boost up to 4 strength. Now, Cheshire Cat and the Bell, there's a lot of damage moving here. Cheshire and Bell work fantastic with Elephant, the Yago, the Elsa. So if you can hold on to damage, then play a Cheshire Cat the next turn or a Bell, you're going to cook the opposing purple steel decks because it does wonders against them. Yeah, you know, lower the ground stuff, right? What else is in here that's pretty cool? We have a Demona at 2, draw cards, exert a bunch of things, very powerful. Monstro at 2, love this guy. I think this deck needs the Monstro. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the Monstro, especially when you're exerting things with Demona and drawing cards, feeding your Monstro a little bit more. Magical maneuvers, because bouncing back your Hades, bouncing back stuff that has effects on play, like the Bell, is broken. Then you get to exert something your opponent has. Anything. You exert anything, you bounce something back, and you get to replay that thing. Now, again, on that 1 jump ahead, so we have 9 ways to ramp and the Junior Woodchuck Guidebook. Because paying 3 ink is easy work for this deck, because we're ramping so much. It just makes a lot of sense. Next up is the 2nd place, Purple Steel. Broken, powerful, very powerful. Purple Steel is including Olaf now. They're including Olaf. This is the Doc build. Okay, so we're running Doc at 3. Olaf can bounce, set Doc to your hand, or a Giant Cobra, Elsa. There's a lot of really good targets in the deck. And this is Calhoun, so they're running the Calhoun and the Black Heron. Also the Madam Mim Skater. That's so OG. Guys, I love it. Bringing back the Madam Mim Skater. How good is she into the meta now, guys? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? And we're also on that Genie. This is a blast to the past. Genie and the Lexington. The reason probably is because it triggers off the Dumbo, but they're only running 2 dumbbells. Genie gains evasive on your turn. I think that's really interesting too. Now, the Genie doesn't get stuck. Maybe that's one reason why, another reason why, because he's not a gargoyle. And Lexington can get stuck deserted. There's a lot of interesting ratios in the deck. Maybe it worked. You know, having 1-ofs of like the White Rose, of the Pluto, the Madam Mim, might have come in clutch. You see it in your opening hand, you keep it. Or you see it late game like a White Rose, Madam Mim Elephant to bounce back what you need, then you're good. I think the Pluto is a really cool add because your deck, if they want to go on the defense, they're still being aggressive. Because if they're banishing character, yeah, they have to banish. Because Pluto's ability says when you banish another character in a challenge, then you gain 2 lore. So Calhoun swinging in, challenging, banishing something, gaining 4 lore is massive. It's going to freeze a lot of boards if they see the Pluto. Or you can sneak it in on turn 5 after you have, I don't know, like the Yago in play. You can challenge, then trigger off Pluto's abilities to gain 2 lore, which is really good. Taking characters with challenges is both with, you know, gaining 2 lore, it's both offense and defense, right? Because it's getting you to 20 ASAP. Hades at 3, draw some cards. Yago, I think the Yago's pretty. I love the Yago in Purple Steel, honestly. Like, there's no downside to it. The Vanish, they have to use something on it, right? And it's going to bait out things. You want something else to survive. Demona at 2, Hypnotic Strength at 1. A lot of interesting ratios, guys. This is like running a side deck. It's like running a side deck. Less Thunderbolts, only at 2. I would love to see some of the gameplay. Like, I want to see how this deck performs. I like the ratios, I like the 1-ofs. I think it's cute. I think it's fun, interesting. You can throw in the spice, guys, and try it out. See what works out for you. All right. Here we go. This was 50th place. I know. It's not top 3, top 4 or 8, but it was 50th place. And I wanted to showcase this is also DLC, Singapore, the Power Ink, the Power Pig. So this is by the Power Pig. And I like this deck because it's different. It's unconventional. It's aggressive as heck. You have a lot of 1-drops, like a lot of 1-drops. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 1-drops because they want to slap down as much as they can. Play Show Me More to draw a bunch of cards and replay them. Amethyst Chromicon, exert, draw a card. Each opponent, or you and your opponent draws a card, and you can keep playing your things. Play This Is My Family, Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. Oh my God. The White Rose, Scrooge, to draw and discard and try to filter out your hand. Honeymaron also gains a lore. Now let's read some of these new items, guys. New item, Enigmatic Inkcaster. If you've played 2 or more cards this turn, you gain 1 lore. So it's gonna be really easy to do when you're drawing so many things and you have so many 1-drops. I did see Speci play this exact or close to this list, and I saw the gameplay and I think it's really fun. I think it's really interesting. Fishing pole is an item that says it enters play exerted. You pay 1, you banish this item, return chosen character, exert character of yours to your hand to gain 2 lore. So if you're questing in with like your White Rose, your Honeymaron, anything that gives you value on play, solid. Even a Flynn Rider, you bounce back a Flynn Rider after he's exerted and boosted maybe a couple times, even 1 is fine. You just get those cards back to your hand. You can replay them and do more shenanigans. Wow. Guys, what do you think of this list? Let me know. Let me know your honest opinion. I think this is really cool. And big shout out to the Power Pig for taking this to a DLC and doing so well. 50th. Let's freaking go, guys. That is it for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you all. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Hope you're all doing fantastic. I will see you next time. Peace.